some people are concerned about TikTok and the influence over TikTok and, how China's using it. You've seen some articles, Forbes. You've seen it. Maybe this is not a topic that you study yourself.
No, it was.
It's not your world.
Because I was on a board of the Pentagon that advised the president on this.
Fantastic.
And then it became a news story.
Should TikTok be banned or should we leave it in America? Should it be banned?
So with whatever other reason one might object to TikTok, the fact that it's a Chinese company and the history of this exercise is that China typically has back doors into access and who you are and what you're doing. That is a natural state of their government to have that kind of access to their people. By the way, our companies and our own government has kind of that same access to us, except it's our own government.
Yeah, exactly.
So don't look at this as that's some special access.
Sure.
All right? Facebook knows everything there is to know about you.
I'm not debating that. Yeah.
So I would be in favor, and I haven't followed this lately, the latest after we first advised Trump on this. This is back a few years ago. It was it was a brand new board of the Pentagon, the Defense Innovation Board, where innovative things that were happening in the world to keep the military at the forefront of what they need to know and do, so you can have a military that is ready for the 21st century and whatever it delivers. So the point is, I could imagine maybe they've already done this, I don't know, to split the company and just have a TikTok America that has no ties back to China.
They try to do that. They try to force them to sell, right? If you remember.
Otherwise, or other than maybe an annual, board meeting or something, make sure the mission statements are aligned. I wouldn't have any problem with that.
Yeah.
But that way we would control the back end.
Yeah, and then the question becomes, it's kind of like saying the following, which is kind of weird. Imagine if TikTok USA was allowed to be bought by Elon Musk. Holy shit. Now that's a crazy situation, right? If that were to happen. If they allowed somebody like him to buy it. Because the first thing he's going to do is, you want to talk about Twitter files? It becomes TikTok files times 1,000. Every day
like
we
China
get TikTok.
was doing?
Yeah. I want you to see this. So this is, make the video bigger. So this is a guy, it doesn't matter because you're not going to see his face. This guy, Neil Shen, first go to his Wikipedia, who Neil Shen is. He's a $4 billion guy. And Neil Shen is being interviewed here go to his Wikipedia. He sits on Sequoia. Yep. Go to right there. Zoom in to his profile. Neil Shen is a member of the 10th CPPCC National Committee, Vice President of Professional Committee of Venture Capital Fund of Asset Management, Association of China, member of Hong Kong, SAR, Chief Executive Advisory Panel on Manchester. Anyways, he's
connected
with Sequoia. He's a very connected guy, and he's a $4 billion guy. Now watch, this interviewer asks a very basic question, but watch how he defines AI and why China's better than us in AI. I just want to get your reaction on this. Go for it. It's a minute-and-a-half clip.
In fact, fundamentally, what is AI in the whole science field? It's mathematics and statistics. And China has a very strong talent in these two areas.
You've got a smile on your face as if to say, we can do that.
I'm applied math major when I was undergrad in China. And there are many of my talented, alums and colleagues. I'm pretty sure they could do well on that.
So you've got the talent and you've got the data. Is the environment for getting hold of that data easier in China? Is the regulatory environment, does that make life easier? Because in Europe, for example, we have quite strict rules about privacy and so forth.
Well, I think privacy and protections is always a issue, whether it's in UK or whether in US or whether in China. I think there are different sectors in China have different regulations.
It's coming right
I
here.
do think those regulations are very important and relevant. But in general, I think there's just more data point.
But there is surely a danger that AI can be used as a tool of suppression and surveillance. And I'm going to stick my neck out here and say in an authoritarian country such as China, does that worry you at all?
I don't think so.
Watch
Why
this.
Not? Could you just engage with the question a bit? Because it is clearly, to say that we collect data everywhere, but you're not prepared to talk about that?
I mean, it could make the censorship of the internet much easier, couldn't it? No.
Silence.
I mean, is it broadly true, Mr. Shen, that you just don't want to talk about the implications for a more authoritarian society?
Awkward.
Just leave a little bit of a hole around that. Well,
Still not answering.
we'll move on.
So he went from very talkative to silent, when they asked him about
would have to
authority.
go off script there. Yeah.
There you go. I agree with
Or
you.
ruffle a little bit of feathers.
Well, you know what he's saying? No. I think it's what he's saying. Go off script. And off script is...
It's a question that wasn't scripted, that sounds like. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's right that the AI can process information manifold faster than any other kind of way you would ever analyze information. And yeah, you can do whatever you wanted with it. You can suppress, you can enhance, you can cause people to get elected or not elected by influencing what they see, what they think, what they feel. And so, yeah, that's a possible future of AI in the hands of people who are nefarious in their intent.
That's the part about AI that sometimes, like we were talking about it earlier, like, so what are you worried about? What do you think is going to happen with this? That? You know, we're like, all we're thinking about is, oh my God, we may lose our jobs, right? I mean, that's the original. It was like, no, the real
That's
part
not your biggest problem.
That's not your biggest problem. Because if the enemy, like a China, knows how to use AI, they can completely reshape the way of thinking for your nation.
By the way, China has a minister of AI. The United Arab Emirates has a minister of AI.
Rob, can you pull this up?
So this is our equivalent of a cabinet member.
Yeah,
we do not have a minister of AI.
Why do we not have one?
This is America. I don't know.
Man.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's if you visit other countries, they see, know, and care about the future of AI on a level. Now, of course, the military has an AI group that are thinking deeply about how that would be invoked. On my board, we put, because AI would come under the innovation umbrella, and our board, we put parameters about how the military would ever use AI in what would be a lethal decision. And what kind of, should there be a human in the loop? The AI would not be making that decision autonomously. So we put in a system of ethics related to it. So it's not like no one in our government is thinking about it. But imagine if there was a cabinet post, a secretary of AI. That would change people's awareness of its value to the governance of this nation and what it might be doing in other nations. But we haven't, and we're not. We're arguing about whether humans are warming the earth. Okay? This is what's going on in America.
Are we?
Sorry, I laughed at him. Yes, okay.
Wouldn't be the first or last, Neil deGrasse.
Very interesting what you just said, though. Very interesting what you just said. So you're saying if we had to create a priority of what to study as a nation to create security and safety for its people, you're saying the climate change wouldn't be in your top 5. You would put AI. It sounds like you're saying AI, studying something of the space.
No. I wouldn't rank them. I just do them all. You don't have to rank things.
But you got to kind of budget. Like, you know how you said one time, our budget for space is 0.4% of 1%, which is, let me break this. Remember when you broke that? I thought I was like, so out of the whatever budget, we got 0.4% of every dollar is spent.
If you cut a dollar bill, 0.4% of it doesn't even get you into the ink. That's just the edge, the border of
on the edge.
Yeah.
So a form of where we put our money is a form of saying what's a priority.
Yes, of course. But I'm just saying I don't need to put it in one place and not another place if you can put it in both places.
Well, if you could put more resources in one place, what would it be? If you could put
in this country right now?
Yeah.
On sources of energy that are renewable, which would include fusion, nuclear fusion, as we had the ignition test just a couple of weeks ago. Successful at the Lawrence Livermore Labs. That's basically clean energy. We just have to figure out how to contain it and throttle it and use it in ways we need. So that I would do that. I would also consider turning the solar system into our backyard, because rare earth elements, for example, that are causing some geopolitical tension and conflict, access to them for all of our modern day electronics. There are asteroids that have nothing but rare earth elements in them. Mm-hmm. In fact, they're common asteroid elements. So the asteroids have pre-sifted these ingredients out there in space when they all formed. And so, there's the breakthrough you have up there on the chart. So So, yeah, I would do that because that has a much longer value time to civilization than anything else we're debating today. And I'd throw in, I'd double down on whether quantum entanglement can matter in any important way, and quantum computing for sure.
Quantum entanglement, is that something Jada Pinkett knows? What kind of?
Will Smith.
I thought you said entanglement.
What is quantum entanglement?
Yeah, quantum entanglement. It's a whole thing. Yeah, it's you have two particles created together, then you separate them. You make a measurement on one that instantaneously manifests in the other at faster than the speed of light. So it's very spooky action at a distance.
Quantum entanglement.
Yeah, so it's a frontier of quantum physics, and it will be exploited in quantum computing. Oof. So I would say quantum computing, these are frontiers that can transform how we live and what we do.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.